Happy to welcome you for this first edition of this Career Talk session for the International Management Master Program. I would like to introduce our speakers tonight. So we will have with us Mrs. Marjorie Birchie, who is the Program Director. And we have with us also, for now, two alumni. So we have Maria Sole Durante, and we have Jan-Peter Isaksen. So I will leave the floor to Marjorie Birchie, who will present quickly the program, and after she will ask a lot of questions to our alumni. And also, if you have questions, it is possible for you to just use the Q&A section or to use the raise your hand button, and we will give you the floor to ask directly your questions. Marjorie, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Laure. And so good evening, everybody. I don't know where are you in the world, but thanks to the technology, we can be all together for a few minutes tonight to talk about career with an international management master. So let's start with the slides. Just a few words about me. So I'm at IOM since 2014. First of all, I'm Marjorie Birchie. I'm French, but also half French, half Italian. And I spent a lot of years, in different fields, as you can see, project management, luxury education in different countries, especially in China for 7 years, a few years in UK as well, in Italy, and now I'm in Nice and Monaco, so at IOM since 2014. I'm preparing at the same time a PhD because, you know, studies, it's never finished. So I'm preparing my PhD as I'm International Management Program Director. But the more important people tonight are our alumni, and I really would like to thank them because as soon as we send an email, they immediately react and positively. So I think Paulina will join us in a few minutes later, but we have with us Maria Sole Durante and Jan-Peter Isaksen. And you can see what they do now, and of course, they will explain better later. And the date of their, let's say the date of their or graduation or academic year. So you can see that Maria Sole will be graduate this year, and Jan-Peter since a few years already. And you can see what they do now, but of course we'll go answer deeper in their presentation later. Thank you again for being there with us tonight. Few things about, let's say, kind of fact about the Master in International Management very quickly. You can see the different professional status that the students 3 months after graduation have after their Master in International Management. So you can see that, of course, some of them continue to look for a job, but the maximum of students are working, and you can see what they do technically. Some of them decided to create their own company or still students. You can see also the salary range, so I don't want to enter into the details, but you have an idea. And also what is interesting, the placement by industry. So you can see the part of the industrial and material industry, which is important, banking and finance and insurance, and where they are in the world geographically. So you can have some ideas where they work. So you can see that Monaco, Western Europe, Southern, Eastern, Middle East, and Africa for the great majority. Of course, if you have questions after, we can continue to talk about that. The different career position, so you can see it's very broad, and of course our students here tonight will are good example of that. So we have, you know, people in different activities, consulting, business analysts. You can see digital, but also I'm thinking about import, export. I'm thinking about a special students in mind. Who is entrepreneur now. So sometimes it's very interesting to see the evolution, but we'll talk about that later. I have students who started to work for companies, and after they decided to create their company, and I have in mind and other students. So, well, you see it's different. I have people in business, I have their work. It's not my propriety, of course, but they work in business management, in pharmaceutical also industries, different really positions. It's very broad. For the message, what is important for you to know, guys, it's you can do a lot of things. We have people in wealth management, in HR, in service. Well, it's really broad, and you can really touch different a position, and of course evaluate during your career. You can see some example of companies as well, but just few of them, of course. So now the most important part is to talk to our alumni, and of course to understand why they decided technically to do this master, but also what they did with this master. So we have, as I mentioned previously, Maria-Sol and Jan-Peter Isaacsen. What is interesting that Maria-Sol is, let's say, a new, almost alumnus, and we, as Jan-Peter, is a little bit older than Maria-Sol in terms of experience. So it will be interesting to have the two experience. So first question. Where are you working now? So what position and the company? I don't know if we give the priority to ladies. I don't know, Jan-Peter, if you want to start, or Maria-Sol, as you want, guys. Where are you working now?
You can go because you're the first graduated, so.
Really? Thought it was ladies first, but okay.
That's great. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So where I'm working today, I'm working in a company called Chromatic. I guess you haven't heard about it before. It's a Nordic company, but it was actually acquired by E.ON, which is more familiar to a lot of people in the world, as it's one of the biggest energy companies. So that's where I'm working today, Chromatic.
And what type of position do you have, Jan-Peter, now?
It's a management position. So I'm managing 2 departments in service. So the technical departments that are doing the work on the floor. And also another department that is the service coordinators, coordinating everything from transactions to coordinating for the customers and planning everything.
Okay. How many people?
12 people.
Ah.
Yeah,
it's a good team. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe we will, of course, there will be other questions, so we can go, of course, deeper in different things. But do not hesitate if you want to add something. But Maria-Sol as well, can you tell us what position and the company you work with?
Yeah, I am an associate at Madsen Scripts, which is a company that operates in the HR field. Basically, they are doing executive search. And they are based in Monaco, but they have also other company in Sweden, in UK, and also in the US, in New York. We are a small team. We are just 10, but we're growing right now.
Okay. Can you just remind, because what is interesting as well is to know your nationality and technically where you work, because sometimes it's different. So Maria-Sol, so you can introduce just yourself as a person in terms of nationality as well.
Yeah, I'm Italian. I studied in Italy since the bachelor, and for the master I choose to have a more international experience, and for that I choose the International University of Monaco. And so, yeah, this is my background.
Perfect. And Jan-Peter?
Yes, so sorry about that, but I'm Norwegian. So for the bachelor, I went to IUM, and then I was really happy about IUM, so I did my master as well. So and now I'm working in Norway, so back to my home country.
Back to your home country, absolutely. Okay, next question. So can you explain your career path?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Who is talking? Paulina.
Yes,
Paulina.
I'm here.
Yeah. Welcome, Paulina. This is the
Hi,
third
because
alumni.
I have, sorry for being late. I was stuck in the work meeting actually, so just arrived.
Okay, that's perfect. Yes, I know. I can hear you, and I don't see if I can see you because I can see the different person. But anyway.
Yeah, we can see you, Paulina.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Paulina, so that's perfect timing. You arrive. I was at the beginning with Maria-Sol and Jan-Peter about the first questions. Could you just tell our guests that your nationality, and to answer the first question about where are you working now and for what position as well?
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Paulina. I'm Russian, originally from Moscow, in Monaco since 2015, I would say. Did the bachelor in IUM and then master's in international management as well. Now I'm working at the SBM Offshore, currently in operations, so basically closely with the oil productions and the fleet management. Everything is super hectic at the moment, even I would say more in the COVID times compared to the normal life. So we are going crazy sometimes. This is like no joke, absolutely. But no, it's very dynamic, very interesting. And currently I'm a fleet HR officer working with the fleet, but I would say it's not completely like ordinary HR path, because I would say it's closely linked to the crewing management, which is also has its own specific for the oil and gas industry, I would say. So
Absolutely.
that's
okay. And where we were starting with the second question, can you explain your career path? So I'll let you answer, guys. I don't know who will be the first to answer this question.
Should I go as well?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go? Sorry. Okay. Sorry. That's rude. But yeah, so my career path after IM. So during IM, I actually created my company with two other fellow IM students. So we had created a company in England, and we were working with that after IM in 2017. Doing a startup company is really difficult and requires a lot of time and effort and not that much money in the beginning. So after a few months, we needed to get stable jobs, stable income. So I started search for a job in October 2017, and was hired by a company called Visma. It's a more international company. And I was a service manager there. So I was working in the retail department, doing retail solutions. So let's say Carrefour, we're doing a new payment structure so people can pay with their phones, scan their phones with foods, groceries. So that was kind of IT solutions. And during that time, I was headhunted by Cormatic, which I'm currently working at. So I was headed there for a new position there. And yeah, I wanted to go to that company because it's more involving and not that big of a company. Visma was 10,000 employees, and Cormatic in Norway was, we are 80 people, but in Nordic we're 500. So it's a much smaller, and you get more responsibilities.
Yeah.
So that's where yeah.
Yeah, this is the reason you decided to change, to have more responsibilities, I imagine, yeah?
Yes, I wanted to be get more responsible for people, running my own departments, and working for IT solutions was fun, but it took a lot of time to implement them. But today we're working with hospitals, we're working with military, we're working with airports, we're doing the critical infrastructure. So if someone is in a hospital, they need power to supply, and we supply that power to them if it cuts out. So it gives a much more meaning to go to work every day, in a way.
Imagine, especially in these days as well.
Exactly. Yes.
I imagine, yeah, for sure. Maria Sol or Paulina? Maybe Maria Sol, yes.
Yeah, Maria Soli, go ahead.
Well, basically, when we finished the exam in June, when in May I found the internship in SBM Offshore.
Last year, so yeah.
And I was doing partnership and business development. That means that I had to contact other companies in Monaco to ask them to partner with us and with our team for the special project that my boss had in mind. That was to create a cluster in Monaco to train the student in a specific field, which they launched this January. So I was really happy to see that. And when I finished the master, the position for that position in SBM was not like available, because there were other girls that were already in the team that were doing that. So I looked for another job, and I found it in Waiko. I had to start in April, but unfortunately, due for the coronavirus, they called me and they declined the offer. So I was here in Nice with a new home and everything new and without a job. So I had to find another one. And thanks to Marin Giannini and Sophie De Lorenzo, which are in the job placement in IOM, I had the possibility to do a lot of interview, and finally I found my new job in Script. And it's just 1 month now that I've started, so it's completely new, but I'm really excited, and I really like this place and the company and the people there. It's not the big company like the previously one, and absolutely not comparable to SBM Offshore, which was like super big, but I'm really happy about that.
Perfect, thank you, Marcel. What I noticed as well is that you started in a very specific position in a very completely different sector and industry. You know, SBM Offshore, it's really energy, oil and petrol and so on. And now you are in HR, in a small consulting, let's say, group. Is it the case? Or yes?
Actually, I'm still doing business development because we do a lot of research for the client that we have when they need a new person to hire for their company.
Yeah.
But it's also really important, all the business development part, so to find new clients for us. So it's really what I wanted to do this, and it's what I do for like more of the time. And I really like it, and we have to contact a lot of companies, a lot of startups, and we have to follow all the different like fundraising time that they have to ask. So it's super like energetic and sometimes chaotic, but it's really interesting, and I'm following, you know, the career that I wanted to do.
Perfect, thank you. And Paulina, what about you?
Well, where shall I start? Because okay, so let's start that. Well, I managed to do and to, let's say, combine the studies in the bachelor with a little bit of getting experience in the professional environment. But I was working previously in the charter flight company here in Monaco. And so I was in private aviation for quite some time, I would say for 2.5 years. And then afterwards, when I started the master, after the bachelor at IUM, basically I decided, okay, master, we will take it easy, focused, concentrate and stuff. And after the master, on the 1st of July 2019, I managed to find, hopefully, and get accepted for the internship at SBM Offshore for people talent development, which was HR function, but I mean also specific because it's not like typical HR, and it's the development of people towards let's say, more smooth and organic company development, which was really interesting, and I, let's say, accomplished it with the skills and the knowledge that I received during the master. Then afterwards, I had several interviews for other positions, and then was accepted for Fleet HR officer at the beginning of January this year, and it was already SBM operations, so I moved from let's say group level and the corporate structure to production, which is really, I would say it's really different and quite dynamic, because it's operations, it's like business, you need to manage everything very, let's say, on the good coordination level with the client, with the guys, with the fleet. There are a lot of stakeholders involved, and well, during the Corona times, as I mentioned previously, now it's really hectic, because normal operations as with the flights, with bringing the crew from one country to another, of course, it has changed. And there is a lot of also like pressure from governmental authorities on some nationalities. So we are dealing with this, but it's super interesting, and I really enjoy and learn a lot. So that's the most important.
Yeah, absolutely. And you change very quickly, in fact, and yeah. From the internship to the position you have now. So it's demonstrates well globally, guys. You know, you are example that demonstrate that you are able to do that, flexible to do that as well. But I would say, and I hope as well, that you receive some skills as well to be able to do that as well. And to, because of course, maybe we'll expand that, and maybe we'll have different questions, but in the program, you have different courses, but also projects, very different, and you have to sometimes to study on very specific thing and after another thing, so you are very adaptable. Of course, you have natural qualities as well and competencies to do that for sure, but I'm pretty sure that the fact to be in Monaco in a very international environment and to have very specific classes or also soft skills classes will help you. I hope this is the idea anyway behind that. Thank you for this introduction and presentation about your career path. I think we can continue to enter more in details and to know more about you. And what do you love the most in your job, guys, today? The job you have today, of course.
Jean?
There you go again, first. So yeah, what I love the most in my job is hectic days. It's customer needs. We have customers calling every day, different critical situations that we need to solve. So it's when I come to work, it's ongoing until evening almost. And I really like to work with customers, to work with my team, to see how we can actually find a solution to a problem. And everyone has a different setup. So we kind of need to go there to the customer side to see what we can do, how we can help them out. If you need more other companies to come in as well, we also do that. So yeah, I really love the hectic days and energetic team that is love what they do. Most of the people have been there for 30 years. So I'm really new in the company, but they really love to work there. So I get the same energy as well there. And of course, our slogan is that we save lives because we have the power that the different kind of business needs. And now with E.ON, which is one of the biggest energy company in the world, they provide sustainable solutions. So now we're going green with our solutions as well. So we say that we also try to save the planet from going through that global, change. So saving lives on the planet, that's what I love.
A big challenge.
A big challenge.
I imagine. So, well, technically, I would say that if I summarize the position, but also the objective of the group as well are very exciting for you. And this is what you like your job, I imagine. Well, I imagine that if you say that you like your job for sure, but thank you for sharing that. Maria-Sol, Maria-Sol, I think now.
What I love the most is the fact that I'm always in contact with people. For me, it was super important because for my character, for who I am, it will not be possible to have a job where I just stay at a computer without having interaction with other people. And here I have always to, contact other companies or interview the people that we are like looking for our clients. So it's always a stay in touch with the people, and this is really what I like and what was super, super important for me.
Okay, so people, you are a people-to-people person. That's great. And what about you, Paulina?
First of all, I would say that I really enjoy working with plenty of nationalities that we have. Because SPM Offshore, it's a big company and they have multicultural environment, but not only, let's say, within the company, but also with the people, with the fleet. It's completely international. You can find everything from like Filipinos till Canadians, Russians, Indians, whoever, really a lot of nationalities and plenty of people. The team is very, let's say, professional and nice. That's also important, and the possibility to learn in a dynamic way a lot of new stuff. I would say I really appreciate it because, the work. I enjoy when it's basically it's challenging, when you need to tackle different aspects, issues, solve them quickly, talk to the shareholders, and engage with people towards the end goal and solution. So I would say that the organizational structure and cooperation is really crucial and important, well, especially now, that's for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Another important question, I imagine, for the guests, is how long did it take to find a job? So I imagine maybe Laura, do you mean by the first job, or yes,
Yeah,
the first job?
Yeah. Yes, it was the first job after IUM, after the graduation.
Thank you.
So I guess I will start again. So as I said, so I actually worked on my startup company after the graduation. And then I was looking for a job in September, October. And then I got the job in February, 1st of February, the year after. So it took 5 to 6 months to get that job. I was in different processes with different companies.
Yeah.
But as I had the company on the side, then I had a work on the side. And but yeah, it took some time. It does, if you want to really go into what you want to work in, not just take whatever comes to you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But sorry, no, excuse me, Jan.
I just an advice, because I had really high ambitions to go for management positions or going for jobs that really required a lot of experience. So that was kind of my mistake. Even if you have a master degree, even if you have a bachelor master, then you still need to start somewhere. And I was searching for the top league jobs in the beginning, and I learned quick that in the processes I went to the second, third interview, but after that I didn't manage to get the job. So I was looking at jobs that didn't require that high of a senior level. So in the end, I got a job after 5-6 months. I guess I would have got it maybe earlier if I didn't aim that high. But yeah, that's a learning as well.
But it's also a mix between, as you mentioned, you were expecting something very high, so you were very exigent, I think, and you have very high expectations. So maybe, as you mentioned, you had different propositions, you refused them, I imagine, and at the end you, let's say, review, let's say your position. Thank you for sharing that, because and. Of course, Jan Peter is too humble to tell that, but he was extremely brilliant. It's not because he was not brilliant that it was difficult for him, or let's say he need 5 or 6 months to find. It's a question of sometimes of gap between what you think you can do and what you are really able to do, considering the request of a position. It does not mean that the student is not stupid. It means that you are young, you are just after master, you need to learn, you know things, but you need to demonstrate, show that you can do things. And look, now you manage 12 people, but it's after a few years. It's not immediately after the first year, because we don't manage people like this. It's not so easy. But in a sense, 5 or 6 months, it's not extra long, if I can say. But thanks for sharing that, because sometimes students do not mention that, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Just to add one more comment, and also for the other ones that are students and have their graduation and they want to go into the job market. I mean, you can always pick a job, but you want to pick a job that you really want to go into. Because you're going to stay there for a year or 5 years, 10 years. And just picking a job because of a salary or something else, you should also pick it because you love it. And that maybe not be the first job that comes to you and give you an offer. So if you wait a bit longer, then maybe you get that dream job. So yeah, be a bit patient.
Of course, it depends, I think, of the situation and the personality of each person. But of course, it's an important element. Maria-Sol, what about you? Sorry.
In January, so when I decided that I would have done the internship and not just the master thesis, I started to send some CVs. And as Jan Peter was saying, I was having like too high expectation. I was sending to like really big companies, and I was like, okay, I will have a master, so why do I have really have an internship? I can already ask for an early an early stage position. And I received a lot of no's, and so I said, okay, maybe an internship it's right. And thanks to the career days, I had the possibility to meet the girls from SBM Offshore, and there I started my first interview, and they called me back. And it's happened in May. It was the career day, and
in March.
And in like end of April, I had already the contract signed to start the 1st of July. And then when I finished the internship in December, I started to send some CVs before, like in October. Again, I received some no's, but just because I didn't have a lot of experience. So I just had 2 internships, the one with IUM and the one before during bachelor. So it was completely normal, but in April, I had already the contract signed with the first company. And when they unfortunately had to cancel it, in 2 months, I found the other job here in Monaco.
Okay, thank you, Marisol. Paulina, I think it was very fast as well for you.
But actually, my story, okay, I started also decided to do an internship after the master, and I think I didn't consider direct entry with the position. Because I mean, with the internship, you also can observe the company, and it's like really smooth entry, let's say, in a way. If you want to go further, I started the active job search. I would say it was mid-March, end of March, and actually for some time I was, let's say, without any confirmed offers, or in case they were ready to take me, I just said no, because I didn't like either the company, either the offer, either something was just not matching. And so actually it was San Francisco trip when I got the final eventually confirmation with the SBM Offshore. And I have to say that for SBM Offshore, prior taking, let's say, the contract signed, I did 3 phone interviews, and 2 of them were they were canceled or not denied, but first one was canceled completely because they decided to close the internship, so it was automatically like not existing anymore. The second one, they told me no, because it was too specific within the HR field, and I had more business related education and let's say knowledge and skills, but it was not, let's say, a big deal. And the third one was a good match for me, and I got contract signed. The one that I mentioned before with the people talent development, which was linked completely with education, and so the puzzle was completed, let's say. So that's my story, but in total of the job search, I would say, so April, May, on average 2.5 months or 3 months of the really active job search.
Okay, thank you so much. Just one very quick question for Marisol and Jan Peter. How do you explain that there was, let's say, a gap between what you wanted to do and what you were able to do? Because you are extremely brilliant students and smart students. So according to you, what was the ick, for you, Jan Peter? Do you know?
I mean, the jobs that I was searching, it was kind of management positions. Yeah. So they wanted kind of experience from other companies, HR experience with people. So some of them asked for 10 years experience, and I had my startup company during IUM since 2014. So I didn't have kind of a direct experience. And as Marisol said, after IUM, I had a management degree, and I thought, I'm gonna get the top league jobs. But I went to, as the other one said here, I went to third interview, and it was great. But it was me and a few different ones, and they had more experience than me. So yeah, it was primarily the experience part.
Okay. And for you, Marisol?
For me, it was the fact that I wanted to enter in such like super big companies.
Yeah.
So I was sending my application to P&G, Unilever, Heineken, Coca-Cola, and all of those super big firms. But also for an internship, they require like other previous experience and significant in the field that you want to apply. So even if you say, okay, I have a master's degree, it's like you don't have like the experience, the work experience. So you have like the university one, so you are super qualified for them, but maybe previously you didn't do other internship or you didn't work. So it was that they told me that my career inside of the university was really good and what they were really looking for, but they wanted someone that knew more how to do the job and not just to learn every single day, because they had like they really need someone to stay in the team and already start working from like the first day. And so it's that the gap actually. It's just the fact that some companies required, even for some internship on super entry level position, 2 or 3 years of experience in working, or even 5 sometimes. So it was that the gap.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I think we can continue with another question, because Laure, tell me, you are my...
I am your clock, so actually
we are late.
Yeah, we should finish in 5 minutes, but it's okay if we, yeah.
Oh my God, sorry, excuse me. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Sorry.
Just few seconds with my computer. I don't, maybe Laure, you have access to the other questions, because I don't want to lose time.
Yes, sure. So the next question was, how did IUM help you develop your career? So
sorry guys, there was a
it's fine. It was, we just have like 2 or 3 other questions left. So Maria Sole already explained a little bit of that. If you can maybe explain it again, like, because you told about the career days, for instance.
Yeah. To me, they were really important because, again, I was doing some interview, but I was rejected. So I had the opportunity during both the cocktail. When was the cocktail?
January, end of January every year. Yeah.
When we started, I had some contacts with the company in Monaco, and there I started like to have some start and to have the possibility to contact them in the future. And during the career days, we had the possibility to put our like CVs, and the company would choose the people to do the interview with the start. And there I did 3 interviews that day, and luckily the one with SBM Offshore went good. And now recently in April, when the contract with the WICO, the yacht in Monaco, they canceled my contract, I immediately sent a mail to Marin Giannini and Sophie De Lorenzo. They are working in IUM for the career and the internships, and they immediately helped me. Sophie De Lorenzo in 3 hours allowed me to do an interview in Barclays here in Monaco. So she was super active, and they really helped me a lot to have contacts and to try to find a new job, because I was here in Nice with a new house, the bills to pay, the rent to pay, and in 1 week I was without a job. So they immediately activated to help me and to have the contacts. So to me, they were super important, and they were my guardian angels, honestly.
Thank you for them. I don't know, Jan Peter or Paulina.
So from my side, I actually moved back to Norway. I didn't stay in Monaco in France. So for me, it was a bit different. If I would stay in France, I would use IUM for the network that they have, a great network. But in Norway, it's not that you take internship. It's not that standard to have internship or jobs offered that. So you kind of need to search for kind of a new job. So I would have used the IUM career to get help. But yeah, since I moved back, then I need to use my skills that I learned in IUM to search for jobs.
Absolutely, absolutely. What is important as well, because of course Mayason and Paulina they will have their graduation, and Jan Peter is already did his graduation. It's your alumni for life. So meaning that you can be in contact with us in the two, sense. I mean that today the alumni are there for us, and of course we are there for them as well. All the time. So this is after being a student, you are an alumni, but you are an alumnus for life. And you have there is a platform, and they can exchange, they can find offers as well. And we are here to help, of course. And we are more than happy to help and to welcome the students at IOM if they want, of course, if they need. Sure.
I speak a lot with previous students from IOM. So we exchange networks. We speak a lot from. They're sitting in different countries, and so yeah, they create opportunities for me as well. Absolutely.
I don't know. Can we continue, because if we want to stay in the time, Laura, you tell me like this. The alumni can give also different answers to different questions.
The other questions are: was your internship in line with your current job? So we know that for some of you, yes, and for some of you, no. But you can go through it. And the last one was if you have maybe some advice for our students. So
this is, I think, yes.
I can give an advice.
Yeah, Paulina, go.
Paulina?
Yes, so no, just to stay focused, have a clear objectives in front of you, and clear understanding on the topics that you're interested in and what you want to achieve. And also don't forget that professional experience is really crucial nowadays. And so sometimes, like when you even during the summertime, maybe it's an internship, maybe it's only like 3 months or anything, but it's like really cool internship, international company, and that you can learn a lot and boost your professional experience, at least for any aspect, then it would dramatically help you in the job search and get the position that you want to achieve, because yes, international companies, they require the job experience apart from master, bachelor, or anything else. I would say it's important.
Yeah. And if I can add, is to take every benefit or advantages on what IOM gives, because there are a lot of possibility to network, not just in Monaco, but also outside. To me, what was super important was also the Oceano Challenge with the Oceanographic Museum. We had the opportunity, I was in another team, not with Paulina, but in another one, but we had the opportunity to understand how to present and how to speak in front of other people that were not our mates or our professors. So it was a completely different environment for me. And we had the possibility to meet our people, other people actually. So during the breaks, go and just talk to the people, not be afraid, because the people that are there know that we are students, there are students that want to grow, want to have new networks, and want to create their personal network to have then the possibility to find a job. So the people that are invited from the university know absolutely that you are students, so you don't have to be afraid to ask ask them for the business cards, or to ask them what the companies are and what they are doing, because they are there to help you, and maybe in the future they can be a potential person to reach out and to ask for advice or for work. So just to benefit from all the things that there are, not be afraid of ask anything.
Sure, absolutely. I don't know if we have to answer some questions or...
No, for the questions, it's done. We don't have any, just one, but I already answered. So no, but I think it's time for us to conclude.
Well, first of all, I would like to, it's a webinar format. So of course, it's not an extra long discussion. Of course, if you want to have more explanation, more placement data, don't hesitate to come back to us. We can organize some discussion. Of course, our alumni, of course, they work, they are busy, but I'm pretty sure they can answer some questions you could have specifically on some very specific, I don't know, question about jobs in Norway, for example. I don't know, question like this. So you can stay in contact. We can put, if the alumni are okay with that, you can be in contact via LinkedIn and potentially to have some short discussion with them after this webinar. It's just an introduction, and we try to give you an idea and a big picture about, let's say, the different career you can have after this master. But it's just one, let's say, one part. So if you want to discuss further with me or with, of course, the alumni or with my colleagues at the admission, do not hesitate. It's more than welcome. And thank you for being there tonight with us. And thank you again with my fantastic alumni. And back to work. Jan Peter, I will send you a short, because I have to do another webinar just after for another master.
Yeah, of course.
But I would send you a short message, okay? Because I would like to have some more news, let's say. Yeah. Maria Sol and Paulina, I let's say I meet them regularly, and they are still in Monaco and so on. So I know, and they inform me, and they participate to different open doors as well. But Peter, I will send you a short message just to have more information. Thank you again for your time, and guys, up to you. We are there for you as IOM does traditionally. So this is IOM team and alumni for life. We are here for you. Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice evening all.
Yeah, you too. Bye.